Hello, welcome back to Football Now, live on our YouTube here. About to preview the big game at Anfield this weekend, Sunday 2:00. Liverpool take on West Ham on Merseyside. Joined by Connor again. Spoke to you a couple of minutes ago. I'm going to ask you the same question. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm still good. I'm still good. Nothing's changed.
Right, before we get into the game, I'm going to make everyone aware yet again of the competition that we've got going on here at Football Now. We're on that road to 100 subscribers. We're at the halfway mark right now. When we do reach the big 100, we will be giving away a football shirt of the winner's choice. We'll be picking the winner from the comment section of all the videos we do tonight, not just this one, but the other 9, previewing all the fixtures in the Premier League this weekend. So get involved in all the videos. Let us know your thoughts on each game, who's going to win, what the score is going to be. The more involved you are, the more likely you are to win that shirt. Like I said, we get to 100 subscribers. The announcement will come. Stay tuned to that. And yeah, good luck to everyone who does get involved. First of all, Connor, we've got Liverpool, West Ham.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned there, do you want to talk us through the odds, first of all?
Yeah, well, they both had good starts to the season. Liverpool have had, I think, maybe a better start than what people expected. They've only dropped 2 points. That was against Chelsea on the opening day of the season. It's a bit of a difficult one actually because I think Liverpool they've not played fantastically well despite the really good results. West Ham, they dropped points on the opening day to Bournemouth and they lost last time out to Man City after giving them a really good game in the first half at least. So I can see City West Ham taking something from this game. So I do think Liverpool win 4-9. Or I'm not too sure that's worth going for. I think David Moyes is going to make it really difficult for West Ham. Liverpool, obviously, they play Thursday as well. They play tomorrow, so they're going to have that to contend with, as do West Ham as well. So that may come into it. But yeah, I've mentioned the draw there 9-2. I think it looks okay. If you want to take a bit of a risk, 6-1, maybe. But when the teams ever win at Anfield, I think I think Liverpool do probably win, but I think maybe there's some value in the draw. But if you're a Liverpool fan like you are, Brad, and you're confident, then maybe you stick Liverpool into to boost up their knacker. But yeah, I mean it's difficult because they've both had great starts of the season. I think David Moyes and Jurgen Klopp, two of the older managers in the Premier League, two vastly experienced managers, deserve a lot of credit there. You see there Liverpool in the Champions League spaces, West Ham in the Europa League spaces as well. Lost last time out, but against Man City, you don't hold anything against them there. Both scoring well. 10 goals for West Ham, 12 goals for Liverpool. Defensively as well, Liverpool, starting to get back to their best there. Is Van Dijk still suspended?
He is, yeah. I think so, yeah.
Liverpool will miss him there, but even still, I think Liverpool fans have got a lot to be happy about. But it'll be a good game. I think it'll be a tough game, but it'll be a good game.
Yeah, you've mentioned that. I don't think David Moyes has got the greatest record at Anfield, let's say. But a word on Liverpool, first of all. Like you said, I'm a Liverpool fan. I don't think you can have many complaints about the start of the season at all. Like you said, we've won every game apart from that opening day against Chelsea. What I will say is this Liverpool side now, they remind me of the Liverpool side on the Klopp when they were at their best, 2018, 19, 19, 20, not in terms of the level, but we've overcome some obstacles already this season. We've had sending offs. We've gone behind a couple of times, and they have fought back and they came back to win. They look like they've got that grit in them again. They're going to dig deep, and they're not going to be deterred if they, do struggle early on. Like you mentioned against Chelsea, we went 1-0 up. Chelsea pull it back, and then we were, let's say, we were on the end of that game in the second half, and Chelsea were on top. We dug in there, got a point. Second game of the season, I think it was Bournemouth at home, go 1-0 down. Terrible start from the opening 15-20 minutes. We looked all over the place, and you start to wonder, is this going to be another season like last year where Liverpool just can't get any consistency together? But they dug deep. Alexis McAllister gets sent off as well. It was a terrible VAR decision, but he does get sent off, play the final half an hour or so, I think it is, with 10 men. We still, we get the 3 points, dig in, get those goals. I think it was Salah and Jota on the day. We've mentioned a lot Darwin Núñez away to Newcastle. Those 2 late goals after going 1-0 down and losing Van Dijk. Like you said there, 3-game suspension to 4 for his reaction to that red card. beat Villa at home, good Villa side, and then against Wolves, you go 1-0 down and have a disastrous first 45 minutes. Pedro Neto causing poor old Joe Gomez, who isn't a right back at all. He was causing absolute fits in that first half. He was all over the place because of Trent's injury. I'm not sure if Trent's going to return this weekend. I'm not sure. I need to check that. But I think that certainly will be an area that West Ham will be targeting if Joe Gomez is still starting at right back. But like I said, they come back in the second half. They get the equaliser. And I think you mentioned one of the earlier videos. From then on, it looked like, it was only going to go one way for Liverpool. You got to give him credit for that. Szoboszlai's coming into midfield. He said, he's a fan favourite already. I saw the other day, I think he's the top selling player in terms of shirt sales at the club this season. The fans have really taken to him. Alexis McAllister, he's done well too. He didn't have his best game against Wolves in that first half. I think he was taken off at half time, but he isn't a natural six where he was asked to play deeper again. Gravenberch comes on and gets his first couple of minutes at the end of the match, and obviously Wataru Endo is still settling in at Liverpool. I think once Liverpool do satisfy that number 6 role and Alexis McAllister's pushed further up, we'll see the best of him as well. Salah keeps on doing Salah things, getting a couple of assists the weekend. I think he only got 2 in the end because the third goal was ruled an own goal rather than the Harvey Elliott goal. But again, coming up with the goods, not just scoring the goals, but creating them as well. And I think Cody Gakpo was a massive goal for him. He hasn't had the greatest start to the season. He's been asked to play out of position a lot in these opening games in midfield because of the struggles that we've had in that area. But he was a bit of a passenger in that first half against Wolves. He wasn't really involved. I think it was his final contribution in the game. He gets the goal, gets the equaliser to bring Liverpool back into it. And obviously, like I said, they go back on, to win. Andy Robertson did well. I think he had the captain's armband in Van Dijk and Trent's absence. Yeah, so Liverpool fan, I don't think we can complain, especially with all the toxicity around the club in the summer about not bringing enough signings in, especially in midfield, etc. I still think we could have done with an extra defender or two. Joe Gomez isn't a right back, and every time that he's asked to play right back, teams are going to be targeting him now, and you can't blame him. There were a few times where Pedro Neto down Liverpool's right hand side was almost licking his lips every time he had the ball because he knew he had Joe Gomez's number. But like I said, you can't complain. It's at Anfield. Of course, I'm going to back them to win, but I generally do believe that Liverpool are rightly the favourites this weekend.
You mentioned there the Liverpool signings that Dave made. I think we spoke last week that West Ham have been really astute in the transfer market, and it looked like that. I think the fans were getting a bit frustrated because the Declan Rice deal went on for so long.
Yeah,
and it's a bit of a weird situation where they spent so long trying to sell their best player.
Yeah,
it looked like that maybe they weren't going to bring anyone in, but they did. I think James Ward-Prowse had an excellent signing. Scored. I think did he get the goal against Manchester City? I think he might have done.
I think he did. Yeah.
And then obviously they've kept Lucas Paqueta as well, who looked to be going to Manchester City, but they've kept hold of him. So yeah, I think it's really, really positive for West Ham, and I think David Moyes has done really well to bounce back actually, and to get West Ham to bounce back, because last season in the league was a poor season. Started off poor and it stayed poor. Really, they didn't really accelerate away from the relegation zone until the end of the season. Of course, it turned into a really great season when they won that European trophy, the Europa Conference League. But yeah, this season, they've started really well. Yes, they lost last time out to Manchester City, but everybody does. Everybody has this season. But yeah, they could cause West Ham problems. They could cause Liverpool problems.
Absolutely.
But I just, Anfield is an equaliser. It's a big equaliser. It's a hard place for any team to go to. And I feel Anfield is just going to be a little bit too much for West Ham. I feel like they'll put up a good fight. I don't feel like Liverpool are going to walk all over West Ham. But yeah, I am going to back Liverpool to win there. I'm looking at the odds. I mean, I think 4-9 is maybe a little bit too short. Might be a bit of a risk to put that in an ACCA, because I do think that West Ham are a really good team and can be really dangerous in this fixture. But I'm going to go Liverpool to win 3-1.
Yeah, I think you've mentioned there. Obviously, I've mentioned at the start that it's 2:00 this Sunday. This game, it's time slot. Which these two teams will probably find themselves in a lot this season if they continue in the Europa League. And I don't know if you've seen Michael Antonio's comments this week, adding a little bit of spice to this fixture.
No, I haven't. No, what did he say?
He said he thinks West Ham will be finishing above Liverpool this season. So
you don't anger the Anfield crowd.
Yeah, that's an interesting.
You don't do that.
It's an interesting comment to make. There are a number of teams in Europe over the last couple of years heading into that second tie at Anfield. They've made these comments. They've been made to look silly, and they've been blown away. So Michail Antonio, I better be hoping that he doesn't suffer the same fate this weekend. Like you said, I think, would you say 3-1?
Yeah, I think 3-1. But I'm going to back Antonio to get the one.
He normally does against us. To be fair, he's got a decent record against us. So that's all I'm saying about it. I'm not going to go too hard on him. I'm going to go for a home win as well. Of course, I'm going to go 3-0. I'm going to back us to keep the clean sheet this time out. But yeah, I think just take the 3 points. Like you said, West Ham are a good side. So there are the odds on screen if anyone's thinking about making a bet of their own. That concludes our preview for Liverpool versus West Ham. Before we go again, I will remind everyone of the competition which I spoke about at the top of the video. We're on the road to 100 subscribers here at Football Now. Once we do hit that mark, we'll be picking a winner from all the comment sections of the preview videos for this weekend's fixtures. Picking a winner. The winner will win a football shirt of their own choice. So get involved, like, subscribe, get us to that 100 mark. The more you like, the more predictions you give on each of the games this weekend, the more likely you are to get your name pulled out of the hat, and win that shirt. So like I said, good luck to everyone who gets involved. We hope to see your predictions down below. We're coming on to our final preview video now of the weekend. It's Sheffield United versus Newcastle at 4:30. Catch us on the next one in a couple of minutes' time.
See you soon.